Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So, around the corner is Classic Collection release for most of the world. US does have to wait till January, but I feel like I should go ahead and get this information out there. It gives people time to go ahead and act upon it, as well as, just being ready is always good. So, we're looking at what I think are cards that you should definitely be focused on getting. Now, these aren't necessarily going to be cards that you're going to make a killing off of, but just cards that you're going to want to have in your collection before the Classic Collection releases, just so you're ready to build these decks when the time comes. Also, our egg for this month is going to be the Golden Armor Digi egg here. I believe this is the Egg of Hope. I will definitely double check that to make sure for the next one. This is our prototype that we have so far. Still a work in progress. Kind of hard to see. It's a bit bright. But we will be molding this and then doing a resin cast of it. So we'll see how that turns out. And definitely stay tuned to see how these develop. Also, if you'd like to get any of our previous memory markers that we've had on the channel, check the coffee link in the description below. There you can order all of our previous memory markers that we've had. The only benefit of going through Patreon is that you can get the current memory marker a whole month early before it goes live on Coffee. Also, you can get them sometimes cheaper. I know the Golden Armor one is expected to release at least $20, not including shipping. So if you go through Patreon, you can get it for $20 with shipping included already. So definitely check that out. So if you've seen my video earlier this week, we talk about a lot of the new decks that are coming out of this set. We got like Diaboromon is making a comeback. We've got a lot of the Diaboromon is getting a lot of support in this set. We've got Edamon getting support. Again, more Diaboromon down here. Purple is getting a new unique deck that's kind of interesting for it as well. So what are we going to need to kind of really help shape these decks? Because you're not going to be able to build a complete deck out of a lot of what's going on in here. One of the things that I'm like most excited about that I think has a really good potential is going to be this Edamon deck here combined with Brigade. So if we're going to go back and look at previous sets of what we had, now these cards aren't high rarity, right? We've got stuff like the old Edamon stuff as well. This card is going to be absolutely essential for the deck because this is the on deletion, reveal top 5 cards of your deck, and then you can play a card with Edamon in its name, a level 6 Edamon, I should say. Before we only had the one target, now we've got a second target, so we can really kind of bump up the targets for that Edamon. So definitely going to want to get these guys. They're just rares from old sets. They're pretty low on the price tag, but there's always potential for these decks to go off. Just absolutely crazy. Another one that we've got is Brigade. So the Brigade package is huge. Also, it's hugely popular right now. Black Brigade is actually a pretty heavily played deck currently in a lot of the metas. BT5 meta as well as the BT6 meta, it is still getting a heavy amount of play. It's got a lot of cards that are just all about milling. So you're going to reveal the top card, well, not milling, but you're going to reveal the top cards of your deck. And if you hit into a Brigade like a Commandramon, that sort of thing, you're going to get to trigger it. We have so many Commandramon targets, but if you look at this package, right, one of the things that really stands out about it is it's like a lot of level 3s, right? You've got this one level 4 here, and then you've got your Tankdramon level 5. Now, you combine that with the Edamon package, and you've got this crazy deck that every time your stuff gets deleted, you're constantly getting to play cards for free. Playing Digimon for free is always good. Playing it constantly, like every time your Digimon die, you just get to reveal top cards of your deck, play more. Reveal top cards of your deck, play more. Brigade is super popular because of that. Now, if you combine that with the Edamon package, all you got to do is get into your Edamons, and then you can get your Edamon, your level 5 Edamon, you can get your level 6 Edamons in rotation super easily. So just slamming down level 6 megas for free is like insane in this game. So if you just got to turn after turn play level 6s for free, even the Dark Dramon here, you can potentially play it for only 3. So you can return 5 Digimon with Brigade in their types from your trash to the top of your deck and gain 2 memory for each one, you can reduce his play cost by 10, and he has rush. So yeah, you can like get level 6s in play super easily in this deck. So definitely something you want to look at is getting this D Brigade package as well as the old Edamon package if you're looking to play this deck. I know Edamon is kind of a big fan favorite, so I definitely think it's got a good potential to see a lot of play. All right, and the next one we want to look at is the other like top tier. I think the other one that's going to definitely be competing, and that's going to be the Imperialdramon here. We've got a lot more Imperialdramon support. We've got a new Pyildramon, which was the level 5 package, was kind of a weak point in the previous deck. We had Dinobemon, but besides it having jamming and piercing for itself, it didn't have any good inheritables. Whereas, we have a second Pyildramon that we can include into the deck that makes our Imperialdramon unblockable, which is really awesome. So, just having more support for the deck, of course, in turn, is going to mean that we're going to need to bump up our previous package. So, going back here and looking at a lot of the older stuff like Imperialdramon Dragon Mode, you're going to want to pick up your playset of these guys. If you want to look at these prices of the alt arts. The alt arts are still sitting at a good price. They're probably going to go up if Imperialdramon gets popular. People like to flex. People like alt art. So if the opportunity arrives for someone to have a rarity bump deck, they're definitely going to want to be looking at that. So picking up a lot of these is going to be a good idea. We've got the new alt art jamming Vmon that is a box topper in Bt6. Those prices are going to be going up for sure. They're going to start high and they're just going to go even higher. If you haven't opened these box toppers yet, oh my god, are they gorgeous. They are above and beyond any alt arts I've seen before. They are insane. So this previous older Imperialdramon package, I think, is going to be a definite good idea to invest in, and it even might have some good longevity to it. Just looking down here at the armors that have been revealed lately, and then fighter mode, that sort of thing. You're going to get some value, I think, for sure, out of a lot of these cards. So definitely something to get your hands on for sure. Which is it's pretty obvious, but sometimes you just got to let people know, hey, don't forget to do this. All right, and then next we've got the new Diaboromon support coming out, right? So the new Diaboromon level 6 turns all of your tokens into blockers. It actually turns all of your Diaboromon into blockers, so including himself, including your other megas, that sort of thing. So things you're going to be wanting to look at getting right is, of course, a lot of the older Diaboromon. Definitely going to be releasing a deck profile of this as well, but stuff like this Kurisarimon, right? That gives Rush. Very, very good card. Lets you play Erratas for free if you don't have one on field. So that's a great card. If you want an Alter Armageddonmon for your level 7s, if you want to run anything like that, as well as, you've got alt arts, erratas, so rarity bump stuff. If you want rarity bump stuff, definitely make sure you're getting these cards now because they're just going to go up in price. Now, if you want to look at the big expensive cards, you're going to need to be looking at the promos, particularly the tournament promos. For the most part, you actually don't need a lot of these. If you want to run the Security Plus route, you can. The price has actually fallen a bit on this guy, but he's only going to go back up. People are going to always want to try this guy. So when this deck becomes live, people want to go on the token route of getting tons and tons of tokens in with Rush and Blocker and that sort of thing, or they're going to go into this Security Attack Plus route with the Diaboromon. So he's something to look at, but really it's this new Kurisarimon that gives Decoy. That's really, really, really powerful of having Decoy for black and for white. Okay, so that's pretty prominent. That is for black and for white because Diaboromon itself is white. But this is a promo. This is another one of the Dash Pack promos for this set. And definitely going to want to be getting your hands on these because they're going to go up in price. I've seen the pre-order prices are like $10. Soon as Diaboromon does good, the price is going to really, really shoot up on these, I think, for sure. So getting your playset now before Classic Collection arrives, probably going to be a pretty good idea. That's going to be my primary target, I would say. For the rest of the stuff is going to be a lot cheaper. Getting a lot of this older support, not going to be that big a deal. You're going to want to get it for sure, like Errata. You can't play Diaboromon without Errata. But as far as like cards that could be expensive or get more expensive, Kurisarimon definitely going to be up there. This one's already expensive, so it's just one of those things. Is it could get more expensive again? It's just going to fluctuate up and down, up and down. You know, buy low, sell high. That's one of those old marketing tricks. Next up, we want to look at the Myotismon support. So if you'll notice, the Myotismon support basically doubles come this set. BT8 is really going to help out the deck tremendously, so we'll be definitely taking a look back at this later. But as far as Classic Collection is concerned, you know, we're getting, what is that, 4 new cards for this set, which is going to, you know, basically double. I'm not including the altar art in this, but that's pretty insane. So we're going to get some great stuff here with the Myotismon allowing you to play, you know, purple Digimon with the retaliation from trash for free, so you can definitely be looking at a lot of this stuff. Kind of combines with a lot of the older stuff. There's something here. I can't figure it out yet, but there's definitely some good plays. I'm really liking it. The Yokio Oikawa, that I can't remember how you say his name from the anime, but he's going to really turn this deck around when he comes out. But until then, getting your support now is going to be really great. I think there's, like I said, there's definitely some potential here. Just something to look at. We've got some really cool alt arts coming as well, which is really awesome. But just pick up your support now. Try to figure it out. I know there's something here. I can't figure it out myself. It might need combining with, I know some people have mentioned combining with like a lot of the Don Devi stuff. So going like a Devimon, Myotismon like combination deck might be something to look at here as well. All right, and then the last little bit that I want to touch on is going to be Machinedramon. This is the secret rare in this set. Only one secret rare because it is a small set, but this is the beginnings of Dark Machines. Dark Machines is a meta deck that just kind of came out of nowhere in Japan. Wasn't really looked at too heavily at first, and then all of a sudden it just started winning more and more and more. So on play, you may place up to 5 red or black level 5 Digimon cards with Cyborg in their type with different card numbers from your hand or trash at the top of this Digimon's Digivolution cards to gain 1 memory for each played. So you can essentially reduce his play cost down to 7, which is, you know, for a level 6 is pretty good. All turns, this Digimon's DP cannot be reduced, so dodging yellow is going to be pretty good, especially come BT7 when we're going to see a lot of those hybrid decks, the yellow hybrid decks that also incorporate Shine Greymon. Having this deck to counter that deck is going to be a pretty prominent idea. All turns, when this Digimon would be deleted, you may trash 2 level 5 Digimon cards from your Digimon's Digivolution cards instead. So not only does he dodge yellow, but he's also dodging stuff like security control and like a lot of red cards. A lot of red cards just flat out delete things. So he's really good for sticking around. And it's just when he's deleted. So even if he's you know, if you put the Megidramon underneath him, the level 5 that gives blocker, then you have this 11,000 DP blocker that can't be deleted. So you keep blocking with, like, if they try to run him over, you just use his effect to keep him alive. If they try to reduce his, you know, they can't reduce his DP. So, you know, all these ways, you just have this, like, super blocker that's going to stick around. And the Cyborg set, or Cyborg support is, this is where it begins. Okay, so we've already had stuff like Andromon and Gardramon, but now we're getting, like, new versions of them for this deck. So you're going to need those old ones as well as combining it with a lot of the new stuff that we were getting here. So definitely something to look at. We'll go ahead and look at what all Cyborg cards there has been. So just doing a quick run back of all the old Cyborg stuff. So again, we're looking at basically red and black. Andromon here with blocker is pretty good. Metal Greymon giving security attack +1, kind of interesting. I have never seen this alt art before, and that is really cool. Continuing on though, so we're looking at a lot of red and black support here that we're looking that's from older sets. You're just tons of stuff. The Gigadramon here, if you're looking for, you know, that DP buff, he is sitting at 11,000 DP, so you could, you know, definitely buff him up. This, like I said though, this is just the beginnings of when it's going to start getting really crazy. Chaosdramon in BT7, you know, that's going to be another card that's really going to just kind of help step it up to a whole nother level, is when you're starting to get cards like this. Like, this deck is just going to take off, like, severely. This Metal Greymon here, tons and tons of support is coming for this deck, and it's going to be a lot of like red and black combinations in one deck together. Again, though, so you're kind of you're just slamming down these level 6s and then throwing these level 5s underneath. So like the level 4s and lower isn't quite as much as something you have to look at anymore. Just a really, really unique deck and way to play black, but this deck is wild. It's almost like playing the previous versions of Mega Zoo, right? And so you're just slamming down this really big stuff. The old Machinedramons as well, wherever they're at, they're way back in the beginning. So, and like I mentioned, the Megadramon here that gives blocker as an inheritable. This comes out of the starter deck. So if you haven't got your black starter decks, you definitely should be getting on that if you're going to want to play this deck. And I think it's going to have a pretty good place in the meta. Now, it's not going to be like, top tier, like best deck or anything like that. But, I've definitely seen it perform and take first in several tournaments, as well as it's just going to be like one of those B tier decks that just constantly just takes people by surprise and swings up into A tier. And also, just kind of throwing this out there, we got new Lady Devimon and regular Devimon cards. So if you played Dawn Devi before, which it had a surprisingly good turnout in BT5, just off and on randomly, we got new support for it as well. So if you're a previous Dawn Devi player or you've been on the fence about playing it, now might be a good time. Classic Collection, we're getting a lot of support for it. Well, not a lot. We're getting a little bit of support for it, so now might be a pretty good time to jump on this deck if you want to play it, because after Classic Collection, I'm not sure when Dawn Devi is going to be making a comeback. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you want to play it, get those cards now, so that way you can toss in the new support with it, to really kind of help heighten it up. Bt6 Classic and the Classic Collection, this meta is going to be like the most diverse meta we've ever had in this game. Come BT7, we kind of funnel back down into like that, 3 best decks of the format, and everything previously really kind of falls off. So I think make the best of this meta while you can. It should be here for a pretty good extended period of time. So we've got at least 2 months or so of it. Maybe 3. You never know about delays for BT7. BT7 might get delayed. So if you're jumping in on Classic Collection, now is a good time to play this game because it's so diverse with all these decks. If you haven't checked my my meta analysis or predicted meta for Classic Collection, which includes BT6 in it as well as one big whole of a meta, definitely check that out because it's crazy. Like, tons and tons of decks are so good this format. If you've got any other decks that I might have missed that are really going to get bumped up by this set, definitely let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would, please like the video and subscribe. Just a little bit of help goes a super long ways. It helps the channel out tremendously, gets my videos out there, gets them seen. And if you really, really want to support the channel, check out the links in the description below. I'll have a link for my Patreon, which is displayed right here. You can get access to my Discord server that I have, as well as you can get the memory markers that we've had. These are just a few of my favorites from the past that we've had. The current one, Impmon's baby, as well as Gabumon's baby as well, Sunomon and Yaomon. These guys are super adorable. I definitely love them so much. And every month a new one changes out, so make sure you check that out. As well as we have our new playmats. This is why I recreated this video. It's because our playmats are here finally, and they are super cool. I alternate between the black and white every single month for whoever wants to support this tier, as well as I have a tier just higher than that, so that way you don't also have to lose out on a memory marker. You can get both the memory marker and the playmat just in case you want both. Super awesome support from everyone that has supported in the past and who will support in the future. You guys are awesome. Also, if you want to check out my merch, my Teespring link is in the description below for that. We've got, the shirts that I wear on the channel that has the logo across. I love when I see people representing my merch in public. It is like one of the coolest feelings I've ever had in my entire life. Very, very awesome. As well as phone cases for you people that love Digimon like so much like I do. A friend of mine custom made all these to fit these specific phone cases themselves. So the prices are a little bit higher just because I have to pay her back, as well as make a little tiny bit of profit because of how much, unfortunately, they take for their cut for Teespring. But like I said, if you can't do any of that, please just like the video and subscribe to the channel. Every time we hit a new mile marker for subscriptions, I give out free merch of all different types. 2000K, I think we're doing one of the playmat giveaways. So definitely be subscribed and ready for when that comes.